It's 9 o'clock, Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. Open this meeting to discuss or continue the discussion of solid waste wages and the tipping floor project. All three commissioners are present. Commissioner Zimmerman is present by telephone. And so I think we left it, I'm trying to remember where we left it. Did you go and talk to the clerk at all, Commissioner Cowell?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
And Commissioner Zimmerman, have you talked with the clerk?
No, I had not.
Okay. All right. Well, do you want to report on what you got out of that?
The money is there, and they're good. So.
Okay. And that was.
Actually, we have the clerk.
And we have the clerk here.
Okay. Here.
Our other meeting ran late.
Oh, just go ahead and pull up to the table, lady, wherever. It's easier for everybody at home to hear you if you're at the table. Okay. So we were just having discussion. Commissioner Cowell said she talked with you that the money was there.
Yes.
Anything you'd like to add?
Nope.
Okay. And we are still discussing, is it this one was the latest?
Yes.
Correct, yeah.
Yes.
The latest increase that would put you up on a par with what we do in Public Works.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have anything to add?
Nope, just waiting on an answer.
Okay. Well, let's see. Could we put this off for another meeting?
No, I think we're good now.
Okay. Well, we have two items to discuss today. So there's this one and the tipping floor. Do you want to do a motion on this one?
I would prefer we do a motion on this one. Commissioner Zimmerman, do you have any input?
No. As long as we have the revenue and the revenue meets the wage increases, then I'm good with it.
Okay.
And that sounds like what we're hearing from the clerk. She's nodding her head.
Yes.
Okay, and
Okay.
I will go ahead and make a motion. I move to approve wage increases as listed in solid waste beginning July 1st, 2025.
June 25th.
June 25th. Okay,
That's our pay period.
okay, beginning June 25th, 2025. Wage increase funds to be moved from the open position line item in their budget for July, August, and September in the amount of $9,270.72.
I'll second it.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Commissioner Zimmerman, any further comments?
None.
None. Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. None opposed. All right. So we've taken care of that one.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do appreciate it.
Okay. Tipping floor. Where are we with that one?
Okay, so that one, we heard back from Samuel Lovely, and his suggestion is that we actually do go out to an engineering firm. He says it is another step, and it might be a little bit more, but in the long run, it could save us, because if we go out to the general contractor where they do the engineering, there could be, well, we didn't look at this and we didn't look at that, so there could be add-ons, there could be time delays, there could be who knows, or it could go completely smoothly. You just don't know. So that's what I just wanted to bring back in front of you guys. Should we go back and really, look at this and go with one of the approved engineers that are already working, that already hold contracts with the county, just have the engineering done, and then put that out to bid?
Which in theory would lower the cost of the second bid, because we've already had the engineering done and they wouldn't have to do it.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Hopeful. Yeah, that's above my pay grade. But It's possible. But it could also go the other way as to where with a general contractor, they could come in and doing their own engineering, they could be like, okay, well, we don't need this part done, but if it's in the engineering, they have to do that part.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So what you would be requesting from the board is approval to go out to one of the pre-qualified civil engineering firms
correct.
and get.
If we wanted to go that route, or do we stay on the original route with the general contractor?
That our prosecuting attorney's office has recommended that we go
Yes.
that route.
Yes.
Okay. And then you would have to get us a price and bring it back to us, a quote from the
Correct.
engineering firm.
I mean, so the engineering, we have a $50,000, if I remember right, it's a $50,000
Go
cap.
ahead.
Anything above that 50,000 has to go out to bid. I don't believe with the approved engineering firms that we have to go out to bid, because I really don't see it being above 50,000. So I'm not exactly sure how that part works, but yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Zimmerman, any comments?
Yeah, I would just like to make sure that our county-approved engineers were not part of just for the roads department.
No, that's something we'd have to double check, but I believe they were written for the whole county.
I know Jim Roletto was, because he's the one that we're going to be reaching out to for our solid waste study.
And he was approved for
Correct.
countywide use. Yeah.
Correct.
So was HMH and Keller and Associates, I believe. Okay. Any thoughts?
Keller and Associates, I think was.
Any thoughts or comments from you?
If the prosecuting office is suggesting that we go this route, I feel more comfortable going this route.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so who picks the engineering firm? Because it seems like we've been using H&H and been using Jim Roletto, and we have not used Keller Williams. I was just, I'm kind of wondering why we're not using the other, and maybe we should.
Well, one way we could do this, it would be a little more time consuming, would be to put a letter to all three as pre-approved and get an estimate for services.
Yeah.
And so the original time frame that I wanted to work on, as far as having the work done this fall, we're already past that. It's not going to happen this fall. So if we need to spend a little bit of time and, send letters out to all three, it is what it is. Getting on somebody's books this late in the year is going to be difficult. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think we could.
And I would have to agree with you, Commissioner Zimmerman. Just get letters submitted to all three.
Okay.
Does that work for you then?
That
Just
works for
one
me.
letter to all three?
Yep.
Asking for an estimate of their
I
services.
can do that.
Okay.
Do we need to send it up to Sam Lovely for approval before it goes out?
Well, they're already approved, so I think only if you had questions. I don't know.
Just,
Well, I mean, like the wording for, do we need to get approval? Well, not approval, but like let him look it over and make sure it's worded correctly, I guess.
Well, I would be meeting with them when they come out. So I think that would probably
Okay.
suffice there.
Okay.
Okay.
Because they're going to have to do an on-site
Oh,
for sure.
Okay, so it sounds like all three commissioners are comfortable with the idea of you approaching all three of the pre-qualified engineering firms and getting an estimate for the work.
Okay. So all I'll need is email addresses for them. All I have are phone numbers. I guess I could reach out to them and get that though. So.
Yeah, or Public Works would have
Okay.
them. I don't, but Public
Okay.
Works would have them. I'm assuming, since they did the work to get the pre-approval.
Okay.
Okay. Does that work for you, Commissioner Zimmerman?
Yep, that's great for me. I appreciate it.
Commissioner?
Yes.
Okay. Anything further you need direction on today?
Nope, I'll get that drafted up and get it sent out.
Okay. All right. Anything further from the clerk?
Nope.
All right. All right, then I'll open to public comment. You have any comment?
Yes, I'm glad finally, after a year and a half, you guys are following the law for request for qualifications to, if you read the code, every time you do this, you have to send it out to all three of them to get a price back. That's never happened. Keller Williams or whoever the other ones have never had any payment made to them. This is baloney. Same company, I believe H&H and Enrico gets it every time. Just to let you know, I'm thankful it's finally being done right, but it won't keep going. The other part is the solid waste. Administrative assistant still 59 cents an hour under the roads department, which is roughly $1,000 a year. Richard's 4 cents, which you can't complain about. But you guys have to look at the benefits difference too. Roads get 4/10s. These guys are 5/8. That's a benefit. When people don't show up, Richard and Shelby both go on to doing other jobs. As far as I've ever seen, I've never seen anybody from administration out plowing streets yet. Just because you take the training for it isn't worth the money if you don't go do it. They don't get to drive county vehicles home. Roads does. They have to pay for their own gas to come to work. Roads doesn't. So there's benefits in front of this that should be taken into account. Besides just wages, that's why the wage benefit study, if that's what it turns out, I think it's just going to be a wage study, but we'll see. We'll see. And we'll see if they cover all the benefits. It's not fair that some guys are working 4/10s, some guys are working 5/8. I'd love to have 3 days off instead of 2. That has to be taken into consideration. And the guy at the scale house, I guarantee you he catches more heck from people every day than anybody in this courthouse does. That's worth something.
I can vouch for that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, with that, we are adjourned.